Morning, guys. Thanks for joining me this morning. And we're going to be doing some functional exercises for rock climbers. We're going to start with some rotations and a lean for a warm up, as well as a little lat stretch and child's pose. Things you'll need today are going to be some sort of something to slide across the floor with. I use a frisbee. You can also use a furniture slider. Unless you're on a hard floor, then you can use a towel. You also need something heavy that's good for pulling and moving around your head. You could also use a band for that activity. And then, yeah, that's all you're going to need today. So let's start off with on our hands and knees. And what you're going to do is you're going to have your knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders. We're going to reach through, press our hand into the floor like we're karate chopping on the other side of our hand. Reach the left into the air, come back down, karate chop with the left hand, drive the floor away with the right, reach with the left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get really good rotation through that spine. 9. And hold on 10. Rotating as far as you can. And come back to the front. Now we're going to do it on our right side. If you started on the right, that's okay. Just do the left. And we're going to take our right hand. We're going to karate chop past our left hand. Press it into the floor. Feel it behind that shoulder blade. Drive the floor away. Reach into the sky. That's 1. Return back to the karate chop position. Reach out. That's 2. 3. Karate chop. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And hold it on 10. Really rotate and come back to the front. Now we're going to do some rotations with our hips. And what we're going to do, same position as our quadruped rotations. Next, we're going to raise our knee to the outside. So, raising your knee to the outside as high as you can. However, you don't want this hip turning up real high. So, raise that left knee as high as you can while keeping those hips square to the floor. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A lot of people ask, is it better to have your knee a little farther forward or a little farther back? I would say farther back behind your hips as opposed to square or up higher. So let's do the right side now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You should really feel that in your back pocket. All right, next we're going to get into a child's pose. So I want you to, from this kneeling position, reach out really far in front of you. Drive those palms into the floor and set your hips back towards your feet. Take 3 deep breaths in this position. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. And your next deep breath out, I want you to push your shoulders to the right and extend through that right hand. Feel a good stretch in that down the side of your shoulder. And then lean to your left and extend through that left hand to get a good stretch to the side of your left shoulder. Maybe on your left side too. And we're going to rock forward from our child's pose. Hips are going to go forward between our hands. You may keep this in a low cobra, or if you're feeling strong, drive those knees off the floor into an upward facing dog. Make sure that when you're in this position, you're driving those hands into the floor very hard to drive those shoulders down and back, to squeeze those shoulder blades together. Rock back into your child's pose. And we're going to rock to the right, extending through that right hand to get a really good stretch down the right side. Meanwhile, we're pressing that hand into the floor. Rock to your left, press that left hand into the floor. And back to center. Rock forward, back to your cobra. Let those feet flatten. And one thing we want to avoid in this position is shoulders wet high in our ears. So if you want to know what that feels like, let your shoulders get as close to your ears as you can. It's a little unpleasant. And drive your shoulders as far from that position as possible and squeeze your shoulder blades behind you or together behind you. That's a much better position. Very strong shoulders. Look to your left. Look to your right. Look to your left. Look to your right. And let's come to a stand. This is going to be called Valley's Lean. This is a glute and leg activation exercise and foot muscle activation exercise. What we're going to do is we're going to be rooting through our feet. So your feet are going to be more or less parallel. So check, make sure that the inside edges of your feet are facing the exact same direction. Then you're going to stand up nice and tall, like you're trying to look over the horizon or the neighbor's fence, whatever. And feel yourself grow taller in this position. Hands are going to come out to the sides. I want you to really squeeze those glutes, squeeze in the abdomen, and lean forward over your big toes. We don't want any bend in the hips. We want all the bend coming from the ankles. So we lean forward in a straight line as far as we can without our hips, or without our heels, leaving the floor. Really drive through those toes, squeeze with the glutes. We'll lean a little bit farther. Take a deep breath in and out. In and out. Keep squeezing with the glutes. Driving into the floor with your toes. Feet might be getting tired. That's all right. Take 2 more breaths. And relax. Okay, we're going to come back to this quadruped position. We're going to go through each of those exercises one more time. We're going to start with our spine rotations. We're going to take our left hand, karate chop the floor, press into the floor to get activation behind that shoulder blade. Press into the sky. Push those hands as far apart as you can. Rotate back, reach through, nice and far. Reach into the sky. Reach through, karate chop. Reach into the sky. Again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Karate chop. Reach 9. Karate chop. Reach 10. Hold it on 10. Really get some extra rotation. And come back to the floor. With that left hand, next we're going to do it with the right hand. Reach through, karate chop with the right hand. Get activation behind the right shoulder blade. Reach up into the sky, press those hands as far apart as you can. And repeat, karate chop, activate, reach up into the sky. Karate chop, reach up into the sky. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Activate, reach and hold. And come back to both hands on the floor. Shake out those hands if you need to. Next, we're going to do our hips. This time, as we reach those hips to the outside, and reach to the outside, and then we're going to extend the leg behind us. We're going to make circles. We're going to make 5 circles, reaching outside, reaching back, and then 5 circles, reaching back first, and then bringing it back to the outside. So I'll guide you through it. Take your left knee, raise your left knee as wide to the outside as you can without those hips turning. Reach that leg back. And make sure that you are square to the floor. And bring your knee back in front of you. Bring that knee to the outside. Reach that leg back. Bring that knee to the front. So again, 1, 2, 3 more. And we go 5, moving the opposite direction. So extend that leg back. Bring it to the outside. And bring your knee back to neutral. Extend. Hip out to the outside. Bring it back to neutral. Big circles. Let's go 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to do it on the right leg. Right leg to the outside. Extend back. And bring it back to neutral. Right leg to the outside. Extend back. Bring it back to neutral. 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to do it the opposite direction. Extend that leg back, really get a straight line, activating with the glutes. Hip to the outside, knee to neutral. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Love that warm up for climbing. We're going to get back to the child's pose. So reach forward with both hands as far as you can. Sink those hips back between your feet. Press those hands into the floor. Try and touch the floor with your chest when you're in child's pose, but while pressing with your hands. That will give you really good mobility in the upper spine. Or at least help improve it. It'll stretch out the front of those shoulders. Okay, now I want you to rock to your right. Reach with that right hand and press it into the floor. Hold it for 2 more breaths. Back to the middle. Rock to your left. Reach with that left hand. Press it into the floor. Take a deep breath. And then 2 more. Great little lat stretch. Now rock all the way forward into our cobra. Let those feet flatten. Drive those hands into the floor and squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back. Again, don't let those shoulders rise up into your ears. Keep them as far from your ears as possible. Drive those shoulder blades to the back pockets. You'll rock back and forth a little bit. So each arm will get a little bit more of that tension and weight. Look around. Deep breaths. It's challenging to stay here for a while. We do it anyways. I'm going to rock back into the child's pose. Nice little warm up. I'm going to rock side to side slowly. To the right and to the left. And to the right and to the left. All right. We're going to stand up. Back to our lean. Drill those feet into the floor. Squeeze with the glutes. I almost want you to feel like you're pulling your feet apart using the backs of your legs. Stand up really tall. Lean forward. Only so far as your heels don't leave the ground. If you're riding the edge, you'll feel those heels lift a little bit. You try and set them back down using your core. Take a deep breath in. And deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And really turn those thumbs back to open up that chest. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Out. Okay. Come to standing rest. Do a couple kicks if you want to. Next, what we're going to do, we're going to go through four different exercises. We're going to do a reaching twist, which is a precursor to our single leg deadlift position. We're going to do a variation on the monster walk, and we're going to do a bird dog exercise. We're going to do it from a low bear. That's going to be quite challenging, and we can modify it if it's too hard or too easy. And then we're going to do a little rolling squat, a little core and squatting exercise. It'll be real fun. All right, so stand up nice and tall, just like we started with our lean. And we're going to try and hinge from one hip only, meaning we're bending at only the hips. So I want you to lift your left leg off the floor about an inch. Keep that left leg straight, kneecap hard. Your right leg, the kneecap can be soft. I want you to try and touch the wall behind you, assuming that you can't actually reach it, with your left foot, while keeping a straight line from your heel all the way to your head. You're going to come to about a horizontal. You might lose your balance in this position, and that's all right. Just try and recover a little bit, move slowly. Come to a horizontal. When you get to horizontal, make sure that your hips are both facing the floor, and so are your shoulders, and that your back knee is solid, rock solid. You're pushing that left foot towards the wall behind you. Next, we're going to come back to a stand, but don't set that foot down. Stay up high. Bring that left knee up high. Next, you're going to rotate. If you're standing on your right foot, you're going to rotate to the right. That big toe is going to have a tendency to lift off the floor. I want you to grab the floor with that big toe. Push down on it. Come to neutral and set that foot down. We're going to do it again. Same foot. Sweep that left leg back. Straight line all the way down your body. Right knee is soft enough that you can move. Some people who are very flexible can do this with a straight leg. I recommend a soft knee for most of us. Back up to the top, high knee. Rotate in. Now we're going to try this on our other side. We're going to reach with the right leg. So, right leg is straight. Driving that right leg to the wall behind us. Arms can be up for balance. Reach as far back as you can. If you don't feel comfortable coming all the way horizontal, coming back to any point in this hip hinge is wonderful. So go back to any point at which you feel just enough stretch, or you can no longer control your balance. You pause there for a brief moment, and then come forward and bring that right knee all the way high. Rotate in, and then reach again. Reach with that right leg, try and touch the wall behind you. Back up to the front, high knee, and rotate to the inside. We're going to do this 3 more times in each leg, alternating. So, sweeping the left leg now. Sweep the left leg. Right knee is soft. Touch the wall try and touch the wall with that back foot. Back up to the front, high knee. Rotate in. Grab the ground with those toes. And then set the foot down, and do it on the right side now. Sweep that right leg. Drive that foot back. Bring that knee high as you come to a stand. Rotate to the inside. Set your right foot down, sweep with the left foot. Back to the front, high knee. Turn to the inside. Set your left foot down, sweep the right foot. Go as far as you feel comfortable. You may feel a significant stretch in that hamstring. That's great. High knee. Rotate to the inside. Really strong balancing activity. Sweep with that left leg. This is the last time on the left side. Press that heel to the back wall. Pull those toes or curl. Flex your foot so it's facing this foot, your right foot. High knee, rotate in. And last time on the right side. Sweep. Really make sure that whole spine is straight. High knee, rotate to the inside. Okay. Next is what we call an adductor slide. I learned this over at Crux as well. We kind of combined 2 exercises to do it. I think it's a great exercise. So where you feel this, what you're gonna do, you're essentially squatting on that right leg. Left leg is on the slider. You want to make sure that both feet are pointing straight forward the whole time. This knee is stacked. And after you squat down, you only go so far as you're sure you can get back up. You're really going to activate on the inside of that leg to get yourself up. When you do that, this knee might have a tendency to follow the inside, really flex in your glute, in your back of your leg, to make sure that knee stays vertical. So we're going to do 5 on each side. Ready? You're going to go down, starting on that right leg, sweeping with that left, make sure that toe is pointed in, and bring it back. Some people may only be able to get up to about here, and that's okay. Out as far as you feel comfortable, over the top. Here's 3, 4, and 5. Wonderful. All right. Switch the slider to your right foot. As you squat down on your left leg, left knee stays vertical. And right foot remains pointing straight forward. So make sure that your feet are parallel the whole time, chest high. So squat on that left leg, reach out nice and far. You may feel a stretch here. That's great. Drive up into a stand. Reach out, drive up. Make sure that outside toe is pointing forward. 3, 4, 5. Great. Next, we're going to go to a bird dog exercise. The base of the bird dog is going to be hands under shoulders, knees under hips, toes behind you, curl up so that your toes are on the floor, not the tops of your feet. And the base of the bird dog will be from this position, we reach with the left leg and right arm to get as straight as you can while keeping a flat back. If you want to make this exercise significantly harder, you may do so by raising your knees off the floor and reaching. If your knees off the floor, it's a lot more challenging to stabilize. We're going to reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Set those knees down. Reset. Switch sides. We're going to reach with the left arm and right leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's great. If 5 of those is too hard, but 10 with your knees in the floor is too easy, you can either do 1 or 2 with your knees up, and the rest, and maybe 5 or 6 with your knees on the floor. Next, we're going to do what I like to call a rolling squat. Start standing, and go from a stand, go down to the bottom of your squat and roll backwards. Make sure there's nothing behind you. Roll back to the front and come to a nice solid stand. You can transfer this stand into a jump if you want to work your power with your legs. So squat down, roll back, keep a nice strong core as you roll. Squat down, roll back to your feet, and up, back. 3, 4, we're going to do 10. 5, 6, hard kneecaps at the top. 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you add a jump to it, make sure that when you jump, you land soft. We don't want to land hard and stiff-legged. Okay, work with those 4 exercises. We're going to do those ones all again. So, single leg reach and twist, come to a stand. We're going to start on our right leg. We're going to do all 5 on our right side. We're going to do 5 on our left side. This is going to be a foundation for the next set of exercises, by the way. So really try and get this single leg hinge pattern down. A couple things you want to avoid are curling over in the back or extending too much, rolling, having an arch in that low back. So all that motion is coming from rotating here at the hips. All right, 5 on the right side. We're reaching with your left leg. So we're going to go 1. Yeah. We're going to rotate to the inside, and then for the fun of it, we'll rotate to the outside, back to center. Don't set that foot down. Reach back. On your knee. Rotate to the inside. Rotate to the outside. Neutral, don't set the foot down, reach back. Hinge all the way forward, try and touch the wall behind you. Come on up. Rotate in. Rotate out. Keep that gaze up high. Slide that left leg back. Hips facing the floor. Knee up high. Again. Rotate out. If you start to lose your balance, set the foot down and pick it right back up. Left leg back. A hard kneecap on that left leg. Knee up high now. Rotate in. Rotate up. Last one. Sweep. High knee. Rotate. Rotate. Set your foot down. Now we'll do it on the other side. So, standing on the left leg. Sweep that right leg back. Left knee is soft. Right knee is hard. Driving that knee backwards. And you'll notice, if you're being a stickler about driving that back foot back, you'll notice that that affects where your knee is and may reduce knee pain if you're driving really far back. Knee to forward, we'll rotate in. We'll rotate out. Don't set that foot down. Reach that right foot back. Hinging at the hip. Nice straight line. Knee up high. Rotate in. Rotate out. Sweep that right leg back. Pardon me. Knee forward. Rotate out. Rotate in. Really activate through that foot when you rotate in. Sweep that right leg back. High knee. Rotate out. Rotate in. Last one. Sweep that right leg back. High knee. Rotate out. Rotate in. And feet down. Shake out those feet a little bit. It's all right if those legs start to get a little tired. Just getting warm. All right, now for our slides. And again, this slider activity, you're moderated by as much as you feel comfortable. You don't have to go down any farther than this if you feel like you can't get up if you go down farther than that. You can go down as far as you feel that you can get back up. All right, so let's do 5 on each leg, starting with the slider on our left foot. Make sure that toes pointed in, squat down, and come to the top, nice and tall. Slide it out, come to the top, nice and tall. 3, 4, 5, and with the right foot. Slide that right foot out. Stand up on the left. Slide that right foot out. Really drag that foot in as you come to a stand. 3, 4, 5. All right. Next, we're going to do our bird dogs. You can do them either with your knees on the floor, or your knees can be up if you want to. Your choice. This time, as you reach, you're going to hold your reach, and we're going to try and make a square with your hand and foot. So go ahead and reach with your left foot and right hand, and you're going to move them an inch out, an inch down, an inch back in, and an inch up. Little baby movements with your hand and foot. So, inch out, down, in, and up, out, down, in, and up, out, down, in, and up, out, down, in, and up. All right, we're going to do it again. Left arm, right leg. Reach, hold it. Left arm and right foot are going to go out, down an inch, in an inch, and up an inch. Out, down, in, and up. 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 Good work. All right, we're going to go back to our rolling squat. If you feel that the squat itself was too easy, you can make it into a rolling pistol by rolling and going up on one leg. I recommend about 5 on each leg. Make it as smooth and in control as you can. A couple things when you're moving quickly in exercises like this, well, one thing, when you're moving quickly in an exercise like a squat, is as you drive up, it's really easy to forget to keep those knees pulled to the outside. So what I want you to focus on as you do these squats is pull that knee to the outside. Don't let that knee cave in. So I'm going to roll back, pull those knees to the outside and stand. Roll back, pull the knees to the outside and stand. Again, you may do this pistol squat if you'd like to, single leg, or we're going to do 8 more, just like this. Roll back, nice and smooth, stand. Roll back, nice and smooth, stand. Roll back, nice and smooth, stand. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one, jump high. 10. Good work, guys. All right. I have one more round of exercises for you guys, or one more set of exercises for you guys. This is going to focus on core and shoulders, and also use that single leg hinge position for some pulling. It's going to be real fun. So this is where you're going to want something heavy. If you have a bag of books, a big heavy book, or if you don't have something heavy, a yoga block or a frisbee, a weight will do. You can choose your weight. Or if you have a band for the halos, using a band for the halos is totally okay. So we're going to start with an overhead halo. We're going to get back in that single leg position. We're going to be doing a row. And then do some push-ups. And then we're going to get into a boat pose. So start off, you have to grab a moderate weight, something you can hold over your head for about a minute, or a book or a band. We're going to do some halos. If you're holding a kettlebell, you can hold it like so, with the bell face up between your thumbs. If you're holding a dumbbell, I would hold it real strong on either side. If you're holding a book or a yoga block, about the same. What you're going to do now, you're going to move the weight around your head without breaking in the rib cage. You want that rib cage to stay down, glutes strong. You don't want to move your head back and forth at all. So you're going to move the weight around your head by raising. Move it to our left shoulder. Raise that right elbow up and over your head. The left elbow is going to go over your head. And as it gets to the rear position, let it stretch you backwards, but don't let it break you in the spine. And bring the weight back to the front. Now we're going to switch directions. Don't move your head around the weight. Move the weight around your head. Best way to do that is keep it close. If it's touching, it can't hit you. And we go around 5 times each direction. That's 2. 3. Up and high. 4. Here's our last one to each side. And 5. Nice good core, nice good shoulders. Purpose of the halo is to build mobility to the shoulders as well as some strength and stability. Okay, so you can stand up with your weight in your hand. We're going to start with it in our left hand. We're going to do that same single leg hinge position. So we can call this a single leg deadlift. Think about doing that exact same motion, except your hands are out dangling in front of you. So if you're holding the weight in your left hand, we're going to be standing on our right leg. The left leg is sweeping with the left weight. As you push that leg backwards, your hands just fall in front of you, not loosely. You want to keep that shoulder strong and stable. And from this position, we're going to row. We're going to get out to a comfortable position, wherever it is as far back as we can go comfortably. You just don't want your shoulders lower than your hips. We're going to row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to come to a stand. We're going to switch arms so the weight is in. We're going to stand on that left leg, sweep the right leg back, reaching back nice and slow to keep stable. Pressing that right foot back as hard as you can. Go back to the farthest position you can remain stable as long as those hips are above your shoulders. And row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come to the stand. And next, and set your weight down carefully. We're going to go into a push-up position. To focus on quality, we're not going to pound out as many push-ups as we can. What we are going to do is we find a number that we can do perfectly. So for me, that if I'm doing a very strict push-up is about 5. Some people it's 10, some people it's 1. So pick your number. We're going to do between 3. I recommend between 3 and 5. Rest for a few breaths. Do it again. Rest for a few breaths. Do it again. We're focusing on quality over quantity. So, get into a solid push-up position. Hands are going to be under your shoulders or just outside, not narrower. Feet are going to go straight back. Make sure you have a flat back. Tuck that tailbone. And I want you to rotate your arms to your biceps somewhat facing more forward. Then to the side. And elbows go back, up, breathe out on the way up. Do your push-ups. I'm doing 5. Now we rest. And we can do it again. 5 push-ups, or 3, whatever your number is. Now we rest. Shake it out a little bit. Again, we're focusing on quality over quantity. Lots of people can sit there and bang out okay push-ups. I want to challenge you to make every push-up as good as you can make it. And your last set of push-ups. All right, good work. Next, we're going to do a core activity I call rock the boat. Well, we're going to do rock the half boat. So in full boat, you'd be up straight. We're going to be in half boat. So go ahead. I want you to come to a sit. Find your rear and forward sit bounds. Feet are still on the floor. I want you to rock back and forth just a little bit to find those rear and forward sit bounds. And as you rock back and forth, that's going to be the range that you're moving on the floor. Okay, so now hands are going to be up, feet off the ground. You either have your knees bent or straight, wherever is comfortable. Straight is going to be a little bit harder. You're going to rock back and forth. Very small movements. What you should be focusing on here is as you rock forward and back, it's going to activate different parts of your core to stop the movement and to generate the next movement. When you're in the back position, you activate up a little higher. When you're in the forward position, to stop it, you activate a little lower. And back, and forward, back, and forward, back, and forward. Now we're going to get bigger rocks into this. We're going to go onto our back. We're going to roll to your back. Move forward, stop. Don't let those feet touch the floor. Backwards, up, back, up. Oh, don't let those feet touch the floor. If your feet are touching the floor, you can go ahead and straighten those legs. Keep rolling. Keep those feet off the floor. 2 more. 1 and 2. And stop. We're really good at generating that core tension to stop that swing when your feet peel off the wall, a steep wall. Okay, we're going to go back to our halos. Again, you can use a band or a towel for the halos. That's totally okay. Or your frisbee. We're going to do 5 to each direction. So go ahead. I like to do my halos kneeling. You can do them. I like to do them in tall kneeling. You can do them standing. You can do them seated. The taller you get from a kneel position, the more challenging it will be in your core. So go ahead. We're going to go 5 each way, starting going towards the left shoulder first, and then towards the right shoulder. There's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And rest. Okay. Oops. Pick up your weights, come to a stand. We're going to get back into a single leg position. And you can find wherever that point is in that hinge that you feel is challenging to stop at and do some rows. It's great. You can stop here if you need to and touch that foot to the floor if you need to for balance. I'm going to go all the way into a horizontal position, about where I'd be if I was picking up the weight. And then I'm going to row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And come back to the top. Switch hands. Sweep that right leg back. Stabilizing in that left foot. Staying nice and square. And row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come to your stand. Gently set the weight down. Now we're going to get to our push-ups. Again, you pick your number. All right. So what you're going to do, pick your number that you're going to do between each rest, and we'll rest in between. So go ahead, do your push-ups. Shake it out. Do your 5 deep breaths in between. Back to your push-ups. And rest when you're done with that set of push-ups. Shake it out between each one, get long, deep breaths. And we're focusing on the quality of each individual push-up. And back to those push-ups. Really engage the core, engage the lats. And shake it out. All right, we're gonna go back to rock the boat. This time we're gonna do full boat or hollow body position. So we're gonna start off laying on the floor. Hands are gonna go behind your head but not touching. So put your hands by your ears. They can also go here if you want to. By your sides, you're gonna raise those feet off the floor. Raise your shoulders off the floor. So now just your low back is on the floor. Keep that head pulled back. We're gonna rock back and forth. We're gonna generate that power with our legs. The harder you brace in that core, the less you feel this in your legs. Keep rocking back and forth. Keep that head pulled back. Keep rocking back and forth. Everyone's tempo is going to be slightly different. Just keep going until I tell you can stop. There you go. Keep fighting. If you can't keep going, try and hold the boat. If you can't hold the boat, try and come to a half boat here. And rock, rock, and rest. Okay, so we have just a couple minutes left. We're going to get a little stretch in. First stretch we're going to do is a little standing hip flexor stretch. So we're going to get to a stand. Stretching front of our legs near our hips. So you're going to step forward with that right foot. It's going to be a decent step forward. If you never get a stretch in the stretch, it may be because your legs aren't wide enough. Although if you're too wide, you won't feel the stretch properly. So I would err on not quite far enough. So both feet are facing forward, chest is nice and high, abs are engaged. As you step back, there may be a tendency for that back, the hip of that back foot to turn your hips. Find a wall that you're going to square up to. I want those hips to get square to that wall. So both hips are the same distance from that wall. So you're pushing that, really you're pushing that left hip forward. Next, pay attention to your tailbone. I want you to tuck that tailbone as far forward as you can. You may get some tension through here already. That's great. We're looking for the tension through that left leg. Next, you're going to soften that right knee to get a little extra tension on that left leg. You're going to raise both hands into the sky. You're going to reach back, bend backwards. 2, I'm going to turn sideways so you guys can see. 3, 4, 5. Hands are going to stay up. We're going to tip to your right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands like you're hugging a bear in front of you. You're going to rotate to the right now. Rotate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the end of each one, you should have felt quite a significant stretch in your belly or your hip. Next, we're going to step our right foot back. Our hips are set to square. Drive that right heel back. Tuck that tailbone in. Reach your hands to the sky. Lean back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're going to tip to your left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then reach your hands out in front of you like you're hugging a big old tree or a bear. Rotate to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great work. All right. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you ever have any questions, feel free to leave comments. Go ahead and share this with your friends. I'm doing this every Monday and Wednesday for the time being at 8 a.m. Thanks for joining me this morning. We'll see you guys next time.